Congratulations, you found me. But let's be honest. The reason you're here is because you're struggling with your goals, aren't you? I mean, goals aren't easy. If goals were as easy as hitting the snooze button on your alarm, we'd all be multimillionaires. We would just be rolling in it, right? But the fact of the matter is they aren't that easy. And I find that as people get older, they give up on their goals more and more and more. And I'm thoroughly convinced it's because of these myths that they believe about goals. They think, oh, just because I set a goal, I'm going to be successful. And then when they don't accomplish their goal and they're not successful, they're frustrated. The fact of the matter is you need to plan more. You need to know more about what you're going to do and be ready because there's obstacles that are coming. The other thing that people think is wrong with goals is you don't want to be too specific with your goal because that'll limit what your potential is. Wrong. You need to set those specifics so you actually know when you're accomplishing your goal, when you're moving forward, so you have metrics to help you move forward. When you leave out the specifics, you're not going to accomplish anything because you don't know what you're supposed to be accomplishing in the first place. And then the other myth is people believe it's selfish to focus on themselves and take care of themselves. I run into this so much, especially even with women, where they're so service oriented, they want to help so many other people that they feel like it's selfish to focus on themselves. But the fact of the matter is when you accomplish goals, when you focus on yourself and take care of yourself and become the best version of you, you elevate the lives of those around you. Sometimes you run into some haters and people are upset because you're doing so good and they're not. Know that they're coming from a place of jealousy and envy. And hopefully at some point you can inspire them to improve their lives and make their lives better. But if they can't, that's not your fault. That's their choice. Now, I want you to download this workbook. We need to get your information, as you can see here. There's some questions there you can answer as well. They're optional, but we want to know a little bit about you before we send you this download. Once you fill this out, you'll go to the next screen. There'll be a download there, and you'll also get an email so that way you come back and re-download it as many times as you want because you're going to be setting a lot of goals in your life. You're going to be setting long-term goals, shorter-term goals, and as you do that, you should be going through this workbook to help you with them because if the goal is important enough to write it down, it's important enough to analyze. This is going to help you find the specifics that you need to be going through to accomplish that goal. It's also going to be talking to you about benchmarks and things you need to do to get there. So that way you are creating that plan to help you become more successful. That way you know those specifics to help you become more successful. It's still not a guarantee. You still got to put in the work. But this workbook is going to help you so much in moving forward as long as you take it seriously. So go, put your information, get the download, and let's grow and make this world, at least the world that surrounds us and is closest to us, a better place.